So I'm going to be dyeing my hair today. I did a lot of research online because I was trying to look for the perfect product, because I do not want to bleach first. I just want to dye straight up and get the color I want. I want to dye my hair ginger. I got the L'Oreal dye because this is what everyone was recommending. I got 2 tubes of copper, and then I also got 1 tube of ash blonde, so I'm just hoping it works actually. And then I also got the 30 volume developer, so I'm going to be mixing all 3 together. And yeah, I'm just going to take you guys through the process, okay, so you guys see how it turns out. I'm not going to do it today. So my hair is currently in a protective style because the last time I deep conditioned, I noticed that deep conditioning causes my hair to shed. I don't know if it's just me, but anytime I deep condition, my hair always sheds so bad, and I had to like just tell myself that I'm never going to use a deep conditioner again. So I'm currently trying to nurse my hair back to health. I was supposed to do this like last week, but because of the whole deep condition drama, I had to just put my hair in a protective style. So I'm just moisturizing with my leave-in conditioner and just trying to seal in the moisture with my grease. So I'm going to do this for 1 month straight, and then when I take down this protective style, I'm just going to dye it before my next wash day, because it's advisable to dye your hair when it is dirty, not like very dirty. They just say don't wash it before you dye it. So when I take down this protective style, I'm going to dye the hair before I wash my hair. It's been days since after my last video. I did a patch test because I really wanted to know how this thing works. I would literally cry if I do the whole dye thing and it doesn't work. So I tried it on this side of my hair first, and I didn't get the color I was looking for. But then I said, okay, let me try again, and I tried it here, and you can see, I believe that this part of my head produced more heat compared to this part. That's why this one is lighter. So heat is a major factor. We'll be dyeing the hair today, but I'm scared that the 3 tubes I got might not be enough because I have very full, thick 4C hair. Let me show you that. I don't know. I actually wanted to get extra, but I did not want to wait. Even though I bought the dye from, it's not here in my state, I'll just go ahead. So I have all 3 tubes of the dye in this jar. For the developer, I was supposed to use 2.5 fluid ounces per tube, but because I was managing the dye, I had to put way more than I was supposed to put. I think I used about 300 mils or so. I did not even do any proper measurement because I kept adding just so it would be enough. Though the end result was amazing, but because I was managing the dye, I didn't get the result I was looking for. I shed my hair into 4 parts, and I started with the tips first. You know, the roots dye faster because of the heat the scalp produces, so I had to do the tips first so I can give it enough time to dye before adding the dye to the roots. The whole process was a very messy one. If you can get help, please get help. I didn't want my sister to help because I was recording a video and I almost lost an eye. Who sent me a message? Yeah. I want to go and do this off camera. I'll come back, okay? Bye. I had to go do this thing off camera because I needed to focus. It felt like my eyes were on the line. I put a dye on the ends of, you know, the 4 parts that I cut the hair into, because I wanted to start processing the ends first, because I noticed that the roots always get lighter than the ends. For like 30 minutes to like 45 minutes, I'll go back to reapply to the, what's it called? To the roots. So it was a very messy process. Somehow I wasn't able to keep the dye on just the ends, and you can see it on top of my roots. But anyways, we move, okay? So I will have to go and start applying it to the other parts now, so I can get done with this thing. Oh my god, I am back and I'm just basically waiting for it to process. Okay, let me give you guys a quick breakdown of the whole thing I did. I thought I was going to be able to do a talk through process, but I just needed all my attention to be on what I was doing. So first of all, the first thing I did was to not wash my hair before the whole process. I still had some products, leave-in conditioners, grease and all that in my hair. And then I used 3 boxes. If you can get 4 boxes, it would be very advisable to just get 4 boxes, as if your hair is as thick as mine, okay? If you have less hair, then you don't need so much. I applied it on the tips of my hair, and I left it for about 30 to 40 minutes. So that will process first before applying it on the roots, because the roots process faster, and it has been on for about 30 minutes, and I just want to wait for it to get to an hour before I finally wash everything off. So I literally did the whole thing myself, but I had my sister supervising, especially because of the back area. I had 2 pairs of gloves, but I used one when I was not supposed to use it, so the other pair was not complete. So after I did the tips, yes, I took out the first pair of glove I was wearing, and then when I went back to apply it to the roots, I didn't have a glove to wear again because the other ones were already messy. So I just decided to finish everything with my hand, which was a very terrible mistake. Please do not allow the product to touch your fingers, you guys. My hands were really hurting. It took a couple of minutes before I could. Right now I'm still feeling the burning sensation, but it's not as bad as it was initially. You can see my nails, like it was so bad. Please ensure that you do not allow the products to touch your fingers, please. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to wash off after 1 hour and then come back to show you guys the end result. Okay, bye.